It's got the remnants of the bumper tore off of this thing, and it's not as bad as I thought. I knew that lower core support was pushed back and caught the crash bar, but that's insignificant. Near as I can tell, my frame rail, which has been straightened out at least 3 times now, is still alright. Got a good gap between the engine and that frame rail. But it's hard to tell here. But the radiator is pushed way back on this bottom corner here. My screen got tweaked a bit too. So got some pulling to do there. Straighten this out with the winch. Swap radiator in it. Be good to go. More motor carnage updates. Cylinder 3 is eating some valves. It's no longer attached to a rod anymore. Looking at the head, definitely got some scoring in these journals, and that's about the worst one there. I've cleaned it up with some emery cloth. That one's chewed up, and then the rest have some light little debris on them. I mean, I'm just gonna run this head anyway. My other discovery was, don't know if I can pick that up very well on camera. That one's pretty good. I didn't think the valves were bent because they all look like they were seated, but after flipping the head and pouring some water on it, it didn't hold anything. So we're putting 4 used valves in it. I really don't want to put a lot into this head because I don't even know if this is going to work or not. I mean, I've used worse parts before, but it is what it is, because this head's going on another bottom end that we've raced before. It's still good, but still untouched. So we'll see if I can't get the rest of the season out of this. I mean, I still do have the new car back there, and that thing, I'm still waiting for parts on to put it back together. So hopefully I'll get that engine back together before this one lets up. Alright, I got an engine together for this thing. Finally got my head all back together. Cleaned the journals up the best I could. Smoothed them out real nice. And replaced all 4 valves on cylinder 3 since they licked that piston and the exhaust ones were bent. Got some new gaskets on there. I haven't put the belt tensioner or the belt on because I'm going to drop this into the car and I'm going to put some fresh oil in it. I'm going to run it for a little while, and then I'm going to drain the oil and then install a new timing cover and oil pump in hopes that all the debris in the engine is gone and This will give me the best chance at having good oil pressure, because those grooves in that head are definitely not going to help. But before I can stab this thing back in, I think tomorrow I'm going to put the wheels back on this thing, and we're gonna hook up some winches and try and tug this front end over, because it looks like that hit from hot laps actually shoved both frame horns over. There's a little divot right there. I mean, this is mild stuff really. It's forward of the strut towers, so it's not that critical. And this frame rail, which I've pulled twice now on a frame rack, I know is not very robust anymore. I ain't gonna be able to do anything about all this kinked up metal here, unfortunately. I could take it to another frame rack and have it done, but honestly, this car is just a backup. It really should be the backup. I should be driving that one back there, but whatever. We'll get to that one soon enough. But hopefully tomorrow I'll have the motor back in it and it'll be running and driving, which shouldn't be too bad for tomorrow's Wednesday. So maybe I'll have this thing actually ready by Saturday when we gotta race it again. Alright, it's Wednesday evening. As you can see, I still don't have the engine and trans back in the car. I started working on the suspension stuff to get all that done before putting the engine in, while it was easier to reach the hardware, and found that the inner tie rod end on this right front side was destroyed. A lot of in and out play on it. It was a pretty new tie rod end. That, I'm sure, got taken out in the hit and hot laps, and I was unaware of that. And then this old arm that we put on the car, the bushing blew completely out of it. And it's probably from the tractor tire. I mean, it could have been from a racing too, but those two things are the reason why that right front tire was all over the place while I was racing. The car actually felt good to me. From inside the car, all I heard was a little more shaking in the right front, which I just thought was the track, but apparently it was all that. Yeah, I'm gonna hopefully get the suspension all figured out tonight. I don't know if I have to build a strut or if I have another replacement one to put in it, but I'll get that tie rod replaced, get that lower control arm. I got a good one on the cowl there to put on, and hopefully get this thing back down on its wheels so that I can pull these frame horns over tomorrow morning and then stab this thing back in. Still quite a lot to do, but we'll get her. Oh yeah, that's coming over.